Alright y'all, this is Daniel Carter at Afro Herp Keeper here. We have a pretty different video for y'all today. It doesn't involve lizards or snakes, it involves natural phenomena.
The planet we live on is infested with life. Creeping, crawling, slithering life. Once upon a time, everything we did revolved around the natural world. But now, there are billions of us, and we as a species have never strayed further from our roots. Even so, some of us continue to slip through the cracks. I'm not scared of any animal, no matter the number of teeth, claws, or legs. My only directive is to reconnect you with the wild, to defend the creatures that need it most, and to do my part to preserve the biodiversity of our remarkable world. My name is Daniel Carter, and you're watching Afro Herp Keeper.
So today we are not talking about any cool reptiles or amphibians unless we go out and catch one. We are talking about weather. So for the past 2 weeks, we have been getting unprecedented amounts of rain. The ground, the earth, is totally and completely saturated. There is no more room for water in the ground. And so all of the hundreds of thousands of gallons of water that have been crashing down onto the central Texas landscape doesn't have anywhere to go. It can't get absorbed into the ground because there's too much water already there. So the only place it can go, as aided by gravity, is down. So it has been pouring into our rivers, into our creeks, our streams, mostly into the Colorado River, which Lake Travis is connected to. The dam at the end of Lake Travis is actually designed as flood control, and so Lake Travis is supposed to flood. It's not a steady level lake. It rises and it falls with the amount of rain that we get, but with so much rain coming in, they have had to open all 8 of the floodgates on the Mansfield Dam because the water in Lake Travis is higher than it has been in 21 years. That is 2 years longer than I have been alive. There are life forms out and about. This is a juvenile Gulf Coast toad. Even though it's a little bit cold and wet, all the reptiles and amphibians, I mean, they've all been flooded out of the ground. They got nowhere to go. Hopefully he's finding enough food out on this floodplain. I'll let him go on his way. Don't get run over, buddy. So as you saw at the very beginning of the video, Lake Travis is really full. It's at 146% full, which means that all of the houses and buildings around Lake Travis in the floodplain are totally underwater right now. This hasn't happened in like 21 years. So obviously that sucks for the people who live there, but what we are going to see today is what that lake looks like in the middle of the woods, because the lake has risen high enough that it has actually flooded the woods around here. Today we're taking the route that I normally take to go herping around here, and the lake is very full. So let me stop talking about this and let's go check it out. So we have a ways to go, but basically all we're doing is following this creek bed all the way down to Lake Travis through the woods. There are tons and tons of little creeks and streams like this scattered all around the hill country, because that is, you know, I mean, it's the hill country. It's full of dips and valleys, and the unique geography of this area actually gives it the nickname Flash Flood Alley. And in the last 21 or so years, we haven't been able to experience what gives it that nickname, but now, with this onslaught of water, it's become a lot more apparent why it's known as that. Now, it's not nearly as, it's not raining constantly the way it has been for the last week, but walking through this area with all the water, all the saturation, it's a completely different area. I have footage of this area from when it doesn't look like this, and it is just completely transformed when all of this water arrives on scene. So Texas, a very long time ago, was marshy. It was home to, in the Permian and the Carboniferous, it was home to giant salamanders. Some species like Ariops got 6 feet or longer in length. And normally, this landscape doesn't remind you of something that far in the past. But when we have this much water, it really brings out the life and transforms the landscape in a way that you don't normally see. Here we have another Gulf Coast toad. Okay, we have another species of amphibian here. This is an eastern narrowmouth toad. This is also a baby. Very, very little. The amphibians that live around here now, way smaller than the ones that used to live here, but they're still pretty cool. The onslaught of water, it brings out not only amphibians, but also fungi that you'd never see otherwise. I don't know what this one's called, but I'm not gonna touch it and I'm not gonna eat it. Bright red usually is not the safest sign. It's like a weird loaf of bread. It's very squishy. So as the increasing amount of water might give away, we are getting a lot closer to the lake. In fact, I think I see the rock quarry over there where it has actually reached. I released a black widow over in this area a very, very long time ago, years ago, towards the start of my channel, and so I have footage of this area from all that time ago. If we follow this waterfall, all of this water still flowing, you can see right there in the middle of the woods is Lake Travis. Let's go get a better look. You could make the argument that what we're seeing here today, while it used to be normal in some periods of the Earth's history, is a callback to ancient times and maybe something like the Northern Hemisphere's equivalent of a flooded Amazonian rainforest. We don't want to fall into the lake right here because it's going to get very deep very quickly. You can see some of the rocks under there. So right here it's going to be about 3 feet deep, but as it continues over there into the forest, it's going to get probably 10, 12 feet deep until it opens out into the actual lake and drops considerably. So you might be noticing, in addition to all the water and leaf litter and debris, there are a lot of white specks. And unfortunately, that crap is styrofoam. Because most of the people who have marinas on this lake use styrofoam as the, thing to keep it floating. You can see there's a huge chunk of it over in the woods. Unfortunately, that's just something we're going to have to deal with. Pollution is a problem all over the world. Styrofoam pollution is a problem, specifically on this lake. So yeah, this is what we were looking for. This is Lake Travis in the middle of the forest. Obviously, it's not like the craziest thing, but I thought it had enough significance to make a video about because this is really cool. Lake has never been this high anytime in my lifetime. The last time it was up to anywhere near this level, it got like 4 inches higher, was in 1991. And so we are expecting more rain in about 2 days, and the lake might get even higher. Could be catastrophic flooding. But for the time being, it is here at 146-ish% full. It's pretty nuts. Since I will probably never see this again, I thought it was worth making a video about, documenting and showing you guys the spot that I have grown up herping and hiking completely underwater. It's pretty nuts. So Thank you all for watching. My name is Daniel Carter at Afro Herb Keeper. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. You want to see more, hit subscribe or tap the little bell icon. Yeah, thanks again very much for watching, and have a good one.